Hey guys, it's Jenna. I am joined today by ping pong expert Antonio. Hey Antonio.
How's it going, Jenna?
Doing
How are
well,
you?
doing well. Yeah, doing good. Thank you so much for hopping on with me today. Really appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me on as well. I'm excited to talk about ping pong with you and with your greater community.
Awesome, great. Sounds good. So, yeah, why don't we go ahead and start there? Why don't you tell me a little bit about ping pong and also a little bit about yourself?
Sure, yeah. So my name's Antonio, as you mentioned. I'm a sales manager at Ping Pong. So I manage our team that's based out of San Mateo, so the Bay Area. We also have a team based out of LA. So Ping Pong, we're a global unicorn, so which means we're a fintech company that's been valued over $1 billion, which is pretty exciting. We were founded in New York roughly like 2015, but we're headquartered in China. So we have like a 500-person operation out there. So like internationally, we're pretty well known. In the U.S., we're still kind of a scrappy startup. We're trying to, get our name out there. And really, what we do at Ping Pong is that we have a couple things that we do very well. What we're kind of designed to do is help mostly like Amazon marketplace sellers that are selling outside of their home markets. So, if you're based in Canada, selling in the U.S., or if you're based in the U.S., selling, Canada, UK, Europe, whatever. What we can help you do is repatriate those earnings at a really low transaction fee, like never more than 1%, and also a very good FX rate. Like our FX rate is usually within half a cent of the mid-market rate. So I mean, the difference is typically if people who we're talking to use Amazon, they're charging like 3 to 5%. So there's a really good savings, and the more you're doing, the bigger savings you're getting. And yeah, we also can help people pay suppliers overseas. Particularly, we can help people pay suppliers in China, which is kind of unique because we have no like transaction limits. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the space we live in. I mean, we work with Amazon sellers, eBay, Wayfair, Rakuten in Japan, and then also we have a couple other cool things as we're unique is we can help you in the UAE, which not a lot of people can, and also in Singapore. So that's kind of us. And then, yes, as I said, I'm a sales manager. My background is actually more in the e-commerce world. I worked at companies where I managed about $100 million a year in Amazon sales. So quite familiar with both the vendor and the seller side of that world. So coming into payments is relatively new, but I'm pretty excited to be here and help out people who were basically who I was in the past.
Great. Great. That's awesome. Great. Yeah, we actually have a few brands that are going to start selling in the UAE. So that's great that you guys are, able to help in those areas as well, because the UAE obviously a very exciting marketplace to get into, but a lot of people are hesitant. And I think,
Yeah.
Your guys' solution can be a really great way to give people that extra comfort, which is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one thing with the UAE, the banking regulations to set up accounts are so difficult. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully with us, when you can use a virtual bank account, so you're not really doing anything, you can sit from your home and set it up in 2 minutes. You're ready to go, which is very convenient and also saving people money, which I like.
Yeah, I like convenience and saving money. That's awesome. Well, great. So, you know, obviously, this is an area that a lot of people are a little uncomfortable in. So, that's why it's really great that you guys are able to help. So, for someone like myself, that, new to this kind of realm or, things like that, can you explain what are the benefits of using a supplier pay with ping pong instead of an actual pay?
Yeah, so with our supplier pay function, obviously you're paying your supplier. So if you're sourcing from goods overseas, that's actually the optimal reason. I mean, if you're sourcing from people within the U.S., it's probably less applicable because you're just doing a simple ACH. Let's say, for example, you're sourcing your products in China. I mean, currently your solution is if, say, you're selling Amazon Canada, you're bringing those dollars back, you're paying one FX rate, and then now you're planning on paying your supplier overseas. There's another FX rate, so you're getting charged twice on your FX or transfer fees. Another thing is that when you're paying internationally, you have your wire fees and all these things, and also with the wire fee, you just plug in those numbers and you're kind of just hope you plug them in right, and then you'll kind of know within 2 weeks if they never received the payment. Oh no, I got to trace this. I better hopefully I can find this X amount of dollars somewhere. So within our system, like it's actually traceable because we KYC, so know your customer for your suppliers. So we just basically verify that the bank account matches the name. So you're able to see the visibility of like getting the monies there. It also arrives to them faster because we're doing a wire, but we've built up a really good banking infrastructure where we can get the money to people much quicker. And yeah, I mean it's just also really convenient because everything's done from the same portal. So you're not going to multiple places. You're not having to go to the bank to do a wire, call them up. So everything can be done in the same place. So it makes life much easier.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, tons of information there, super helpful. And yeah, I can see why there would be a lot of benefits going your guys' direction instead of, through a bank, right? So, obviously this I'm sure is something everyone wonders always when they start to get involved with you guys. But, is their money safe with you guys over at Ping Pong?
No, it's a great question, right? I mean, the fact that we're relatively new to the market is something we get all the time. Are you safe? Who are you? What's a ping pong, other than the game, right? So no, so we're licensed everywhere that we do business in. So we have licenses in the U.S., licensed in China, Luxembourg. So we're licensed everywhere, which is very important. Russ, with one, knows that we're a viable company. Two, all of our banking relationships are through tier one banks. So the virtual accounts that you do open would be either through like Citibank, Wells Fargo, Standard Charter, like all tier one. So we're not going through like, First Republic Bank where then they're going to someone else to do something. Everything's there. And also because we're doing these tier one banks, all of your money's insured. So, if heaven forbid for some reason Ping Pong was to go under, our operating cash and our clients' cash are kept completely separate. So that's still going to be available, and you guys will be able to get it. It won't be like, oh, great, now I have to wait 7 years in litigation to get my money that's sitting in your account. No, it's still be available to you guys. We also, it's also safe because we have like a very strong IT security. We use two-step and oftentimes three-step security. So we have you create a PIN number, but like when you initiate a transfer, we then ping send you an SMS code for you to put in. So yeah, there's also ways you can set up sub accounts. So if you have people within your organization also touching it, you can like limit their rules to what they can do. So yeah, your money is very safe within our system.
Awesome. Well, glad to hear it. That's great. So I know you touched on this a little bit, but wanted to circle back to it. What marketplaces are you guys currently involved with? I know you touched on a little bit there with the intro, but I think it is important for, people listening, just to cover that aspect as well.
Yeah. So we're in all like the major Amazon marketplaces. So, we're in the US, we're in Canada, we're in Mexico, UK, and then EU, which is like France, Spain, Czech Republic, and I'm missing Italy. And then also, yeah, we're also in Singapore and then the UAE. I think by the end of this month, we'll have Turkey available. So we're pretty excited about that. And I know that there's plans in the future for us to be looking in the Saudi Arabia because that just launched, and Sweden as well just launched. We're just not there yet. But yeah, so all the major currencies we can deal with. So yeah, we're pretty much, if you can sell on Amazon, we can support you.
Nice. That's awesome. That's great. And then, so if, would you recommend that, if someone is selling in all marketplaces, they're using you guys for all those marketplaces? Or is it possible to just use you guys for, like, let's say they're in the UK and they're Canada and the US, could they just use you for Canada? Or do you guys suggest, using you guys for all of it?
Yeah, no. I mean, I would suggest using for all of it, but obviously I'm biased. But right. No, I think for me, if you're a US Amazon seller and you're doing US, UK, and Canada, I wouldn't per se recommend using us for the US because there's no real benefit, right? They're going to pay you in US dollars. It's better for it to go right to your bank account instead of coming to Ping Pong and then having to transfer out. I mean, it's just going to take you longer to get your money. But if you're doing it in Canada and the UK, definitely recommend, because otherwise you're going to maybe use Amazon services, which are going to be charging you, 3 to 4% more than what you're already paying. So like I said, your significant savings, I mean, that's all going straight to profit.
Right.
So definitely recommend use it there. But yeah, so anything outside of your market, I think it'd be a good call to integrate us. That being said, there's no cost for having these bank accounts. So if you wanted just to test Canada, but open one in the UK and not use it, we're not going to charge you for opening bank accounts. The only time we charge that transfer fee is when you withdraw the money from the Ping Pong system. So yeah, so I mean, if you decide, like, which is another kind of benefit, if you want to play the currency markets and say, for example, during Brexit, if you got your disbursement from Amazon during Brexit, like the day after when the pound tanked, your earnings just dropped by a ton. But with the Ping Pong system, you could actually kept it there and said, hey, I'm going to hold this in the UK, maybe pay VAT with this, maybe pay my warehouse or whatever. I'm going to hold this for the next month. And now that I see the currency is better, okay, now I'm going to bring it over. And so you didn't make that major loss. It's another benefit that we have.
Right. Oh, wow. That is awesome. That's great. So, obviously, consistently you've been talking about saving money, saving money. So,
Yeah.
how much should someone expect to save getting involved with you guys?
Yeah, so on our currency conversion side, so when we're taking money from the Amazon payment, we expect to see anywhere between a 3 and a 5% savings, depending on who you're using or what you have going. I mean, if you're using a bank currently, banks are typically giving you a very bad FX rate, and they're baking in all their fees there on top of the wire. Amazon has that 3 to 5% fee, which also they bake into their transaction. Sorry, their FX rate. So when you're looking at it, you wouldn't actually see like 3 or 5% instead of getting say $1.13 per or $1 per every $1.13 Canadian. You're probably getting $1 for every like $1 in what 9 or whatever's worse. Like my brain's not functioning today. But yeah, so no, you're just getting much less money, right? So you're going to get 97 cents to the dollar instead of 99 like from us.
Right. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
that's great.
And, yeah, and then I'm sorry, and then our supplier pay side, roughly we see people seeing the savings mostly when they're sourcing out of China, and
Mhm.
the biggest driver behind that is when you're sourcing out of China and you're paying in U.S. dollars, your supplier is baking in anywhere between I think it's 3 and 7%, which we've seen, to cover their effects because they're going to take the U.S. dollars, they got to go through their bank, they have to change it into RMB anyways because that's what they're going to be using in China. And the banks are super happy because the banks are not going to give them a good rate. So your supplier doesn't want to lose money. So they're passing the cost on to you. So oftentimes we tell people, hey, listen, we can work with your supplier if you'd like. We have our team in China. We're happy to talk to your supplier and say, hey, they can pay you in renminbi. Why don't you invoice them in renminbi? And people typically see that, yeah, that 3 to 7% savings on their invoices. So, and that's, like I said, that goes straight to profit, straight to your margin.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's important just when you're selling on Amazon. That gives you more money to play with for PPC, more
Exactly.
promotions and marketing. 100%. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's amazing. So, I mean, what type of merchants are you guys currently supporting? Is it, do you see a certain trend of certain brands, or what does that all look like?
No, so we service anyone from like a Fortune 500. We work with some of like Unilever sub brands, to just small mom and pops. I mean, like I said, there's no fees to do it, so it benefits anyone. I mean, some people, I think the smallest person I saw is doing like $400 a month, but I mean, obviously they're planning to grow. But we're more than happy because I mean, for us, there's no real cost, right? So yeah, I mean, we have a cost of bringing the money in, but it's covered. And then we have people that are doing 10, 12, $15 million a month. So that the whole gambit. So we're happy to support anyone. And one thing that we like to do at Ping Pong is that because we have about 10 salespeople based in the US, everyone has an account executive, get an account manager for at least that first year of life. So you're able to call me directly and say, hey, I'm trying to make a transfer. What's going on? I'm like, all right, let me see what I can do to take care of it. Or you talk to the account executive. So that's kind of we kind of give that service. So regardless of your size, someone I'm talking to now, I mean, I think she's doing about $1,000 a month, and I mean, I talk to her almost daily. For us, it's just we're here to help people grow and try to be a best partner as possible. Yeah.
Awesome. That's amazing. So, I mean, obviously, I always like to ask, this all sounds great. How can someone get started with you guys?
Yeah, the easiest way we go to our website, which I think you have a link for. Then maybe you can pop in the chat. So you can go to your website directly, and there's actually a thing up top that says register for an account. And yeah, you're good to go. You register for the account, and then it'll go to our team, who then send it out to one of our account executives, and they'll likely give you a call within a day or two to help you, walk through the process to make sure you're comfortable with everything. Give you a demo of the portal. It's super easy to use. Like I said, you can literally set up your new virtual bank account that you'd be using overseas in less than a minute.
Right. Awesome. Well, cool. Well, that's all really exciting. And, obviously, before we sign off today, I always like to ask, if there's anything we missed. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys are the experts in this field. So anything else you want to, give us insight on before we sign off?
Yeah, I mean, I missed to talk about one other thing that we can help people, especially these are kind of people who are particularly selling into the UK and EU. So over there, you have a value added tax VAT that you have to pay. So we have a service where we're able to pay those VAT authorities directly from your Ping Pong account. So if you're gonna get paid in pounds, we always say, hey, hold, whatever you think you're gonna owe the VAT authority, hold that in the Ping Pong account, and then when you get your bill, you go to our VAT service, you plug in your invoice number, and you send that money directly from the account, and it's paid. And otherwise, you'd be bringing that back from Amazon. You're doing the transfer fees, all that. Then you get your bill, then you're rewiring back to the UK. So there's an additional savings there, and yeah, it's basically very inexpensive when you're doing that.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm sure I'm like most people listening in here. There is so much good material here. You guys have solutions for so many different issues, and also just there's so much knowledge that you guys have in this space that the average person just doesn't have. So just starting a ping pong account with you guys, obviously there's benefits for saving, but also I just like the fact that you guys are there, and I'm assuming just to answer basic questions, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what we hope to do, right? I mean, I think by hiring people that have more e-commerce background than just pure payment backgrounds, that's kind of what we're trying to do is. And another thing, I think we have a very fast moving product team. So we're constantly asking our customers and our clients, what do you need? What can we build? I mean, we had someone who said, who's a little bit more mature in their currency conversion. He said, hey, listen, this is what I'm looking for. I want to be able to hold my money in a ping pong account, and then when the currency hits X to $1, that's when I want it transferred. So I think it was within 10 days, our product team built that out for the person. Wow. So now he just holds the money there, doesn't do anything. As soon as it hits that trigger for him, that's when the money flows over, because that's the rate he wants to be paying. So we do things like that, and we're always trying to launch new products, new things by talking to what are your needs, what can we make to make your life easier and make our lives easier too.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And I mean, again, I just think bringing experts on like yourself in an area like this, where again, I feel a lot of people are uncomfortable with, right? This isn't the most fun topic for some people, right? So it's awesome.
I mean, it's downright boring.
You said it. I mean, honestly, no, it's amazing. Like just the knowledge you guys have in this space, you can help people so much just beyond savings, just, giving them the knowledge and the content that they need to understand what's going on. Right. So, I mean, there's so much in here.
That's also part of the beauty of us being like more of a global organization, is that we have a lot of contacts within sales, like web channels overseas, that we're always happy to say, hey, if you're looking to go to Japan, we have contacts at Rakuten, which is actually much bigger than Amazon in Japan. We're like, hey, let us talk to you. They're a little more expensive to sell on, but that being said, their market share is much larger. So we're happy to like introduce people, like just like VAT in the UK and EU, or GST, HST in Canada. We can't help you set up those services, but we have a lot of partners that we trust and say, hey, we will recommend, say, hey, you should talk to these people. There's someone that we work with. Talk to them to help you set up your systems over there. And then once you have that set up, we can help you pay taxes in Canada or taxes in Europe. So, I mean, that's kind of what we're here. We're trying to be, we're trying to follow everyone, be customer centric, and really add value to your businesses, and not just be that one company that does a tiny thing on the side. We want to help as much as possible.
Oh, love it. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, again, just really excited that you came here to talk to us all about this. For those of you guys listening in, I am going to submit that link for you guys to sign up and chat with Ping Pong. I will put that in the chat for you guys to check out. If you guys do not see that information, feel free to reach out to our team. We will send it your way. But Antonio, it was so nice having you on today, hearing about Ping Pong. This is so exciting. I can't wait to hear, just our clients' involvement with you guys and the savings that they're going to get.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We appreciate it. I mean, excited to, learn more from you guys. I know that we're kind of following you now to see more of your webinars. So thanks for having us on, and I'm excited to see what pans out.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you guys all for listening. We appreciate it, and we will see you guys all soon.